Welcome everybody to this week's first episode of 50-50. This is the beginning of a long journey that we have ahead of us. A long journey, a lot of rants, um, which you'll definitely hear in this episode. But there's been a lot of soccer this week, so we got a lot to talk about, that's for sure. But um, before we get into this, I guess the soccer conversation, we gotta talk about. I do want to talk about how we started 50-50 because this has been a plan for a long time, I would say. A long time. For me, it's been years. I've always wanted to do this for a long time. Just never really found anybody who was good enough, in my opinion, to do it. Until I was like, yo, fuck it. So we got, Dawson up in this bitch. And now he's the perfect co-host we got. You know?
Yes,
So there
sir.
you go. But I guess before that, Dawson, I want you to give a little description of your soccer life, why you fuck with soccer, how you got into soccer and all that. And then I'll go into it.
Yeah, say nothing. So when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my sister's dad played he played for the St. Lucia national team,
Hey, Lucia.
and so he's here now
Damn.
obviously, and yeah, he's tough to be fair. So like he obviously got me into football. Like I wasn't really into footy or anything. Like 4 or 5, I was more into like basketball and hockey to be honest.
Mhm.
When I was like 5, he got me into football. So started playing with him a lot, and obviously joined like house league at 5, like you would. Um, 8 moved to a rep team, stayed there for a while. Then I went
Pay for.
Olympic Flame. Uh, so at first it was called Ajax Tornadoes. It was
Okay.
just like Ajax Red, whatever you want to call it. It was team in Ajax. Then I went played there for a bit. Then I played Ajax United.
Mm,
Then I played TFC for like 6 months.
yeah.
Then I went Olympic Flame. Then I actually didn't play. I hurt my knee,
Oh shit.
and then I played. Then I went back like halfway through the season and played offshore like my last like 2 years of football, and I went to Niagara College.
Which is
Then
where
I played. Pardon me.
which is where we met.
That's what we met.
Yeah.
But when I first went, you didn't meet me actually
I
though.
I went there earlier after, I think. So
Yeah. So my first year, I went like straight out of high school. I played center back,
mm,
and then I went. COVID actually shut the next year down,
yeah, yeah.
and I was playing. I played in Woodstock a bit with some other guys from Niagara,
Mhm.
and then I just played for like local teams and just kind of stopped playing. Really, like I went back for 1 year, and I actually had to play in goal because we didn't have a goalie, and I've never played goal in my life, so it was terrible. But that's where I met Nigel.
That's what I meant.
Um, that's where I met Brody. So it was worth something. I always say that was the worst 3 months or whatever it was of my life because I've never played position. I broke my rib. Like it was just bad.
Oh,
And
fuck, I remember
I
that.
watch that video so often where I go like this and I get cracked in the ribs and I break my ribs. Um, so I always thought that was the worst thing ever. But
You
obviously,
put the middle finger up to the
everything
camera.
happens for a
Remember that?
reason. 100%. But everything, yes, I did do that
That
because the
was
fans were
goated.
saying something.
Bro, that
So
was
the
so
fans were
cool.
saying something. So I
Yeah.
put the middle finger to the camera. And it's like I said, everything happens for a reason. So I met Nigel, and that's how we got here. He asked me what maybe 2 months ago about this,
Yeah.
kind of brought it up, and randomly, like we didn't even talk a lot at the point, to be honest. Like brought it up to me randomly, and I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, I guess so." And it's just been a steady grind since then to where we are now.
Yeah. Consistent steady grind. And it's just, fuck with it. But yeah, I guess now I can talk about my shit. So I pretty
Yes, sir.
much I don't even know. I forgot like what age I started playing soccer. I think I was 8 years old, 8 or 9. But
Mm,
how I got into it was my dad. My dad always used to watch soccer. Still does. And so I don't know. I forget there was times there was a time where I think he got like a 2010 World Cup game, FIFA
mm.
World Cup game. This is really old. This is so old. It's like 15 years ago now. But yeah, he got the 2010 FIFA World Cup game, and he got it. And then I used to play that shit, and I fell in love with footy from then. And then after that, I was living in Saga at the time. I moved
Mm.
to Brampton, and then I was still into soccer, not as much. But then he took me to a TFC game, and this is back in like 2013. So this is like a really, really old TFC, right? Like we were trash. We didn't win anything at the time. We had no big players. We're still one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, we are one of the worst teams in the league now, but
Right now, we'll talk about that though.
yeah, but back in the day, we were like really one of the worst teams in the league. Like we had nothing going for us. We never made the playoffs before. Like we were trash. Like we were terrible. I remember watching this game. We played Montreal Impact. It was a 3-3 tie, and then that's where I initially fell in love with TFC. It felt
Mm.
like Canadian soccer. That's why from there I was like, yo, this is my favorite team. Like I don't care, and I just been a diehard fan.
Can I say something right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'll say to everybody, Nigel is the first person I've ever met. When you ask him their favorite team, he's the first person to genuinely say Toronto FC.
Toronto FC.
And I thought that was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, but we'll talk about why that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's magical though. I love that.
Yeah, literally, we'll talk about why in a
Yeah,
little part, little
100%. But
further.
I just
But
want to make sure everyone knows, like that's
respect though.
magic.
I'll fuck with that. But yeah, after that, I just I've been loving Canadian soccer. But how I started playing soccer was I played obviously in school, like I recess and stuff, but I wasn't really good. I wasn't really making the teams. I didn't make my role. I didn't make my middle school team until I was in grade 8. And then
Mm,
from there I just kept going. But pretty much I think grade 7, I think I was either 12. I think I was 12 years old when I started playing rep soccer.
mm,
Um, and I played for Cowden Legends, or Cowden Soccer Club. Sorry, we called it Cowden Legends, but the team is called Cowden Soccer Club. And
okay.
I was there for I think maybe like 2, 3 years, maybe. And then from there, I went to Brampton East, which I think everybody knows what Brampton East is. If you're from Brampton, if you're from the city, you know what Brampton East is. Brampton East, Brampton Youth, they're like, those were good teams back in the day. And then Brampton East and Brampton Youth became one team. They became a team called Brampton Soccer Club. So then from there, I went to Brampton Soccer Club, played there for like a year. And then from there, I don't even remember. Like from there, I just like think, oh, I went to Supernova. I went to an academy, and after that, COVID happened, and
Mm,
I just couldn't play soccer. We couldn't. No one could play soccer, right? So I remember just playing outside and stuff, and that also got me more intrigued into soccer because I wasn't. I was playing outside with like players from Brampton, right? That played in crazy spots. Like there's players that played for TFC, trained with TFC. There's players that played in Europe, players that played for MLS teams. Um, that's where I really fell in love with just the Canadian aspect of soccer. But
mm.
years go by, then I end up going to our college, uh, and then I end up playing soccer there. It's my first season, and that's where I end up meeting Dawson, and I played center back there. And it was a decent season. It's my first college season, so I was a little shy and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty much it. And then from after that, I played a little bit after. Then I stopped, and then yeah, now I'm here. I'll still play soccer there and then, but
Yeah.
yeah. But
Could
now,
you talk about quick how this whole 50-50 thing started with you?
so how 50-50 started was okay. So 2 years ago, and crazy, we talked about this before. I was gonna talk a lot of shit about some people in this first episode, but they support it now. They support it, and I fuck with that. So respect to them. But 2 years ago, I had an idea with this friend of mine, and I said, yo, I want to start a podcast, and I want to just get all these Canadian players on this podcast and just talk about Canadian soccer. Um, and he fucked with the idea, but he just wasn't serious enough. And then stuff happened between us, and then that fell through, right? So boom, that happened. 50-50 wasn't even a name at the time, right? So then boom, I started again. I had this idea, and I go to my other homie who plays soccer, and I'm like, yo, let's make a podcast about 50-50. Let's, it wasn't supposed to be virtual at this point, but at this point, it was supposed to be together. And, let's get all these soccer players, on the pod and talk about soccer. And he pretty much, he just wasn't serious. He also wasn't serious. And after that, I hit up Dawson. Now, mind you, if Dawson didn't say, yeah, we're good, I either would have done it by myself or would have done it at all. But Dawson, I'm telling you right now, was the perfect co-host. So this guy probably has more ball knowledge than me. He's a coach. He goes to the games. There's nothing more you can ask for when it comes to a co-host. So after that, I hit this nigga up. He says yes. 50-50 was already a name. I already made that up. Uh, I guess prior to when I asked this guy, and then yeah, now we're here, recording, and that's pretty much it. And before we start talking about everything, I just want to say everyone who reposted our story, reposted the Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube. Respect to you. We still have more shit coming on the way. This is literally just the beginning, right? So
100%. Everything will go up in quality. Everything will go up.
everything
Um,
will go up.
but starting small, 100 followers, it's a good start. Happy to start with it. Anyways, you want to kind of get right into it?
Yeah, let's get into it, bro. We have
Talk
a
about
lot,
what we're gonna talk about today.
a
All right,
lot of
so
shit to talk
today
about.
we're gonna talk about a lot of shit to talk about. We're gonna start with TFC, and then we're gonna get onto both Canada games, and we have lots to say about that. And then at the end, because today it
This,
happened, like
this
the
is
time
this
of
is we
recording
found out this news today. While we're recording
today,
this, we
like
found out this news.
so for a while we've known about Trent Alexander Arnold, and if anyone doesn't know, Liverpool is my favorite club. I have it tattooed on me. I went there this October.
Yeah.
Like that is my everything. I have Trent is my favorite player too. I have a $500 framed signed Trent kit in my room. Like I've done. This guy's my everything. So today it came out that he's getting close to an agreement with Real Madrid.
Why are you
Kind of
pissed
knew it was
about
coming.
that, though?
Pardon?
Why are you upset about that?
I'm really upset about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Like I'm gonna get on his ass. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna get on his ass. I promise you. He might not. He's probably never gonna hear this, but I promise you, I'm gonna talk from the heart, and everyone will know exactly how I feel about the situation. But anyways, that'll
Personally,
come at the end. That'll come at the
personally,
end.
I don't think he's good enough for Real Madrid, but
Okay.
we'll talk about that after.
Okay. That's crazy.
We'll talk about
That's
that after. We'll
that
talk
is
about that after. I personally
that
think
is that
that.
is disgusting to say. I'll say that. But that is disgusting to say.
Personally, I think. And no, trust me, Trent is a really good player. He's an amazing player. Offensively, he's a really good player. Defensively, Dawson. And don't be
We're
biased.
gonna talk about it later. We're gonna talk about it later because we're gonna have an argument. I don't even like the nigga right now, but we're gonna have an argument about that too.
Okay, cool. We can have an argument about it later.
Anyways, we're gonna start with TFC.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with TFC.
Bro, we're
Well,
0-1-4 right now.
still no wins.
5 games.
Still
No
no wins.
no wins. Mind you, right? We used to be one of the best teams in the league. We have 2 star players on our team right now, and we're losing games still. We're still losing games. One, because you don't count Insigne.
He
So
did. He did play though.
he
His
did play.
first game,
He
he
did
did
play the
play.
last game. But this is the thing, though. This is the thing, right? This is what I've been learning more and more and more about, not just this season, but last season watching, is that you can't just buy 2 players and think everything's gonna work out after that. And
100%.
that's what the problem is happening right now with TFC. We bought 2 players, right? And we put them on the field and we're like, all right, cool. Now we're gonna start winning games because we got these 2 players. Nah, bro. We get these 2 players and we still have a trash team. We have an incompetent team. A team that doesn't match the 2 players that we have. Xine is trash because there's no one that can help him. Berna is doing shit right now, and trust me, he's the only one that's like playing for the badge. It feels like
He
he's trying
what
to
I've
carry
always said since they got there, Bruno, he works his ass off, and I respect Bruno with everything in my heart. I respect him.
love Berna.
Insigne, I say a lot of bad things about Insigne, but at the end of the day, at this point in time, we need him
We need Xine.
because we don't have that quality anywhere else, and we need that. So if we go down some, but we will say, have you seen the link about Suso?
I did see the Susu link. I did see that. I'm not taking it. I'm not like reading too much into it right now. But TFC, but this kind of the same thing that happened with Xine and Berna back in the day when
Yeah, but
there was talks
it
about
does
it.
imply that Insigne might be on the way out then,
Yeah,
if they're looking for that replacement. But we'll see how that plays out.
yeah, for sure.
Um. Anyways, we'll start with DeAndre Kerr. Actually, is who I want to start with.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, DeAndre Kerr. Some people on the podcast in the future, by the way. Be both.
Hopefully, that's a guess that we want. Back-to-back games with goals. This one off the bench.
2 headers. Back to back.
2 headers for sure. Both phenomenal headers. But we didn't start with a 9.
Yeah.
And I need to know why.
We didn't start with the 9. Is that what you said?
Insigne was playing the 9 at the start.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
And he's not a pure 9, and we get a pure 9 and we score a goal, so who knows what happens if we have a 9 for the full game.
We do have a 9, which is Ola, but he's all right.
He's not fit right now.
He's not, yeah. I swear he was supposed to start. Are you supposed to start one of the games? I don't know if it was a game I think it was the game versus Toronto FC in Toronto. I think he was supposed to start that game, but he got injured.
Yeah, it was the home game because I went to the game, and at first when they posted the starting 11, he was on it.
Yeah.
And then they're announcing the lineups, and DeAndre Kerr got his first start. So I was happy for DeAndre Kerr.
Yeah.
I love to hear it, but I was kind of upset because I did want to see Olo play, and then Obviously, he didn't start the next game because he's still unfit. Something happened in warm up, I guess, or something. And I just feel like after DeAndre Carter scores in the first game, say what you will about his performance. That's whatever you guys want. But a 9 scores goals. And if he does that, then you got to get him in, man. Like, we're not scoring enough goals. We're not doing anything really enough. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
you got to get the best lineup up possible, I think. And you get a 9 and you get both of those Italians on the wings. I think it's probably our best bet.
Yeah, I think, and DeAndre Kerr right now has I think he's tied with the most goals on our team right now with 2, or he does have the most goals, which is not really, it's not really crazy to say, but he's scoring goals. All right, and I would agree with you. I think he should be starting. I think we need him on the field. We have no good number 9. He's probably the best number 9 we have right now, and he's Canadian.
Yes.
And he's Canadian.
Depending on Ola. I don't know much about Ola, if I'm honest.
Depending on Ola. And I watched Ola's highlights. I haven't really watched his game before.
I haven't watched the 90, yeah.
And he's a 9, but he's more like a center forward 9, you know? Like he's a kind of a guy that 9. He's not a poacher, which is what DeAndre Kerr is. He's kind of a guy that takes the ball and dribble.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're talking about like how our team is, if you have Insigne and Berna on the wings and DeAndre Kerr is in the middle, that's a perfect poacher right there. That's a perfect number 9 that we need. And he's doing the role right now.
Yeah, 2 games in a row, both headers. So that says something, right? Like,
yeah,
we're not a good team, realistically. We're not a good team. So you need to get back to the basics. Get the balls out wide and get them in the box to your 9. It's honestly as simple as that, just to see what you got to start doing. We could also talk about Etienne Jr. coming off the bench.
Yeah, he was good off the bench. He was really good off the bench in the last game. He was really good.
Phenomenal off the bench. He put in the pass, actually, for DeAndre Kerr's goal. It was a fantastic ball.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching him off the bench. I enjoyed it. I think he was really good. I think it was pretty solid.
I actually have something to bring up, and it's to do with the international breaks.
Okay.
MLS is the only league that I can think of, because I only really watch top leagues on MLS. Like, it's the only league out of those that doesn't have a break for that. So then we're losing players like, even if he's not my favorite, we're losing Jonathan Nazario.
Yeah, Richie.
We're losing Spicer. Like, we're losing, and other teams are all.
I think we're losing Davy Flores as well.
Davy Flores as well, who is my favorite player, by the way.
Really good, yeah.
So we're losing like key players, and everybody in MLS is. But does that take away the value from MLS games? Like, does it take away the quality of the games?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
The best players, because the best players play for the nationalities.
Yeah, and it's also, it's like people watch the MLS mainly to watch these players, right? Like, people pay for Apple TV, not really to watch Inter Miami, but just to watch Messi.
100%.
So, if you're, I guess the league does suffer from that a lot.
So I don't know. I feel like in the future we do have to like the league. I understand because weather's different here than there and stuff like that, but like we have to accommodate for that, because when the best players aren't playing, the league's not as good.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, a lot of people don't love international footy, especially when it's like friendlies and stuff like that. So that's the only time when like the only club games are the MLS, and that's when they're gonna have the most eyes on you if you're going to play. But you can't, because they may tune in and
exactly
they tune in and the quality shit. So you gotta have those breaks. I think personally.
I would agree. I think we do need those breaks as well. We need if MLS had breaks, I can guarantee you that it would be probably better breaks.
The minimal games that people do watch, it'll have at least a better quality. I'm not gonna say it's the best quality, because it's not. Yeah. But it'll be a better quality to watch,
Really good quality. Better quality. Because MLS games, to be fair, they're not, it's quality. But if you relate it to like a Premier League game,
you can't do that. No, you can't.
League game, you can tell the difference.
Well, yeah, because if like realistically, if you look at our squad, like Matty Longstaff's what, 22, 23? I don't really know his exact age, but he from the Newcastle Academy, and he's kind of old for an academy player. He's playing week in, week out in our squad. Like,
sorry, wait, he's from the Newcastle Academy? I thought he played for Newcastle.
Brother, I can't tell you a game where he played, because I swear to
we got him from the Academy. We didn't actually get him from Newcastle. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Well, from Newcastle, but like when he signed, on my mother's life, I thought we signed his brother, and I said, "Oh my God, what's happening? This is the craziest thing that ever happened." And I went like a full day genuinely thinking that we signed Sean Longstaff, and then I'm seeing Matty. I said, "Who's Matty Longstaff?"
the younger one.
And I watch a lot of football, man. Like I watch a lot of football, and I honestly didn't even know he had a brother who played. So I honestly, I'll check later if he's played like games for Newcastle, but it's not more than 10.
Yeah, I don't think.
And again, I actually love Matty Longstaff. Like I think he's great, but I'm just showing you that's the quality from the Premier League. He's not getting a Premier League side, and he's probably one of our better players. You know,
Yeah, 100%. He's really good. I give Matty Longstaff's pretty good. I like how he moves or he moves. He moves. He moves. He's pretty
I rate Matty Longstaff.
yeah. Um
But TFC, like they're just what has to change here?
like it's I don't know a lot. I think number one, first thing I think we should change is I just seen Montreal just fired their coach. And they have the same record as us right now, by the way. And they just fired their coach. I strongly I give Robin Fraser two more games, and then I think he's gone, and I think he should be gone.
Okay,
And the two,
okay. Here's why I disagree. The next two games, if I remember correctly, are Inter Miami and Vancouver. That's not a
oh,
fair assessment.
oh,
That's not a fair
I
assessment.
didn't know
So I
that.
feel, yeah. So I feel like you gotta give them maybe another two
They
after
gave him
that.
like another two besides those two because those are pretty fucked games.
That's
Can't lie.
realistically those are probably more L's, and that's probably
Those are two.
two more
Oh my
games than those maybe
god,
fails. Like
bro! I don't even want to imagine our record after that. 1-6, 0-1-6.
yeah, the one is a draw, by the way. Man, it's so bad. Like,
Oh,
and
man.
I love going to games.
Oh, man.
I absolutely love it, but
Mhm.
it's so bad. Like they're so bad.
Bro, it's this is bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
Like me too. I love watching TFC because the atmosphere is sick. I love the atmosphere. If you go ask anybody who's
Yeah,
been
for
to
an
like
MLS club, 100%.
yeah, if you ask anybody who's been to like MLS game, a TFC game, a Raptors game, a Blue Jays game, and Argos, no one really goes to Argos games, but or the Maple Leafs. Most people say, "Oh yeah, soccer TFC games are better because of the atmosphere," but we keep fucking losing. So I don't know. I
We
don't know.
the thing is, like, we need to. I don't know, man. The stadium is weird the way it's set up because I know we need to make it bigger for the World Cup. I'm aware of that, but we
Yeah.
don't fill the stadium. So like we go to the games and like the fan section, like the 114 or 113 or 117, whatever like the numbers exactly are like usually pretty full, and that's where like it's a decent little atmosphere.
Mm.
But then you look at the rest, and man, it's like it's kind of embarrassing, man. Like we need to get more people at games, or we need to block off the high sections so
Yeah.
then everyone's in the lower section,
The lower
so
sections,
it
right?
at least
Yeah.
feels a bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. And
Yeah, that's
it
what I
all
think.
comes
Like,
down to one thing, bro. They just need more like Canada soccer just needs more viewership in general. And TFC needs a lot of
yes,
viewership because TFC, bro, and I've been this is like back to what you were back to like the beginning when you said, "Oh, I'm the first guy to say TFC is my favorite team."
mm,
I think personally, right, if you're from Toronto and you play soccer, football, um, you can have like a you could everyone supports a team in Europe, right? But I feel like if you like support three teams, I feel like our hometown team has to be one of them. Has to be TFC.
I mean, I only support two teams. I support Liverpool. I support TFC.
Yeah, you
I
see?
support TFC because that's where I'm from. But at the same time, right? Like me supporting Liverpool, that's from a young age. Like I was the first game I can remember in my brain is that 2005 Champions League Finals, Istanbul comeback. Steven Gerrard is my
Yeah,
everything
Steven
because of that.
EVG, man.
Steven Gerrard is my Steven Gerrard is my everything.
Yeah.
So like my earliest memories of football or watching football is all Steven Gerrard and Brazilian Ronaldo, who is like those are my two favorite players of all time.
Yeah, I know. They're
And
jacked.
those are all my early memories, right? Like to be honest, I don't think I went to a TFC game until I was probably 16 and I could go by myself.
Oh yeah.
Like like it wasn't promoted to you. It wasn't really big going up there. No one said,
Exactly. That's something
"Oh,
that
TFC."
but it
It
should be.
should be. It
But
should
it
be
should
100%.
be. Like our young soccer players should be looking up, should be looking towards TFC instead of all these European teams, right? And but it's hard though, because it's like, you know, there's levels to the sport,
I mean,
right?
I'll never look at TFC the way I look at Liverpool. To be honest with you,
Okay, yeah,
like, you know,
but I'm
like
talking about like
I'm gonna put tattooed on me. Like I'm,
If you're
like,
young, if you're young, right? Like for the next generation of footy players in Canada, if you're young, right, you should be looking at these MLS teams, even though we're not playing good, even though we're not getting good results right now. Besides Vancouver, uh, you should be looking towards these teams and wanting to play for these teams. That's the whole
good
point of
pathway.
you have to, bro. That's the whole
It's
point
a
of
good
this.
pathway.
Like it's a good pathway. Not only if it's a good pathway, right? The more the more viewership I think that goes to Canadian soccer, the more money that Canadian soccer produces, and the more money that Canadian soccer produces, the better everything will be. The better Montreal will be, the better Vancouver will be, the better TFC will be, even the CPL, and then from the CPL, even the semi-pro level, League One, everything will start being better. But it's just all about the viewership. It's all about everyone who wants to, watch soccer and get
Mhm.
into soccer in Canada.
Yeah,
But yeah, just to wrap up this I guess this convo with TFC. We're struggling. We're really struggling. Uh struggling
that's an
bad.
understatement.
Like we
Yeah,
really need help. So but yeah, that's literally it. And I think honestly, I would say I think we need a better midfield. I think we need a creative midfielder who can, you know,
I'm so happy you said that.
yeah.
I'm gonna go into another little rant here now because
Okay.
you said creative midfielder.
Yeah.
So, like Nigel mentioned before, I'm a coach. I coach at Oshawa Kick Soccer Club.
Mm.
My assistant coach for one of my teams today had a course on the weekend, and it was like first like in person course, and he came today and he was like, "Man, that was awful. Like it's terrible."
Mm.
And from those coaching courses that we're doing, first of all, they cost an extreme amount of money.
Oh yeah.
The problem with Canada football grassroots, first of all, is it's pay to play. But I'm gonna move on from that, and we'll talk
Data
about it
play is
later.
a big, yeah, insane.
It's
Same in the
terrible,
US too.
100%.
Mhm.
So that's my biggest problem. But moving on, like these coaches courses, they're teaching the wrong things, man. Like you're coaching coaches, so you have to tell them the right thing. That's where it starts. And sitting there telling coaches that, like, they're taking away the creativity out of the game. So he was telling me this instance where, because when you're in these coach courses, you have to play a bit too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's one time where he played a ball, and like he split like 2-3 lines. He said, right,
Okay.
and it got to the guy, but he said, and then the guy running it stopped it and said, "Don't do that. Go backwards." He said, but the pass went through.
Yeah.
So we need to stop taking creativity out of football. You already see it everywhere else. Creativity is already
It's gone.
it's going away from football. Like it's very
Going
few
away.
players to watch that
Yeah.
now. And so what I always say to my players as well, like this is something I hear a lot from somebody I look up to in coaching. He said, "Well, my player takes a shot from 35 yards and he has the pass on, and it goes in the net. Realistically, I'm not going to yell at him because what am I going to tell him to do? Not to score? Like
Exactly.
we need to create that self confidence and belief and creativity again, and we're taking that all out. And you can see it in our national team, you can see it in our MLS teams, you can see it everywhere now at this point. Like it's beginning silly, I
It's
think.
all about these like system plays, man. Like, and it's just
And
it,
I love tactics.
yeah.
Nigel will tell you I
He's
sit
a
on my little
tactic man. This guy's a
I
tactic.
sit on my iPad and I go through tactics
Yeah.
all the time. That's all I do. But
Yeah.
I love creativity. I fell in love with Prime Barclays. Like
Holy
against Steven Gerrard, man. I fell in love with Steven Gerrard having 35-yard thunder cuts every game. Like that's what I and you
like,
don't see that anymore.
you
You
know,
don't see like you will never see another Ed Altarap. You'll not see another like Yannick Balassi, like those like shoot won't forget players that were literally there just for
those street level players, or like
just
a Neymar.
making stuff up,
Neymar's
man. Like
yeah,
making stuff up.
yeah. Like you would
Now
never see that.
there's a few young ballers in the world that are like bringing it back and stuff, but like it's not to the same level. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's still nice to see a few players with some creativity.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. So there's no
Anyways,
they're losing creativity in football right now.
yeah. So that's where my creativity in football comes from. I think it's to do with the coaching system and our grassroots. Of course, that's where I think every problem stems from. Though.
But as you know what, and now I'm back up. Now this conversation has been going on for a long time, especially for the top.
Yeah,
Now, like also the grassroots level is something that we should talk about. The grassroots level,
1,000%. It's
oh,
bad,
bro, 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 and
especially man. Since I've been getting more involved in these past like 4 years of coaching,
yeah,
you realize how bad it really is.
how bad it is. And I talk to like I be at work sometimes. And I be talking to some of these people, and I talk to some people who play soccer,
Mm-hmm.
with really good players, and And they say, yeah, honestly, I think the biggest problem is the grassroots level. The grassroots level is
It's
where,
bad.
it's not number one to become a coach. Anybody could become a coach.
Hmm.
In Canada, anybody could become a coach. You can just
Hmm.
go and sign up to get your license. It's that fucking easy.
You just pay the money, man. That's all they care about. Paying the money,
Pay
paying the
the
money,
money.
paying the
Pay
money.
the money. The problem is that anybody could become a coach. You don't need no background. You don't need a soccer background. You can
Yeah.
a fucking. That's another problem, and especially in Canada. And I've went through this. You can have a coach who's coached hockey and coach soccer, and they'll relate it to the same fucking thing. Like it's not the
Nah.
same sport. Like it's not the same fucking sport. And it's bro. It's mod. It's
There's
insane.
so many problems with our grassroots program.
So many
And
problems.
here's the biggest one, which I genuinely believe we should take from hockey. And this is crazy.
Yeah.
So coaching, again, I coach youth football. So I have my 18-year-olds that graduated, and I coach 2010, so they're 15, down to like I've coached U8s, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So from U8 football, we're playing five aside. There's no corners. There's no throw-ins. There's no offsides. There's a retreat line. There's no score. There's no winning. There's no tournaments.
Yeah.
You have no winning. You have no score. You have retreat lines and
Or tree lines.
retreat lines.
Yeah.
So say on a goal kick,
Okay.
right? If I'm the goalie and I play to my defender, there's a line that the other team has to be behind, and they cannot move until my defender touches the ball.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we have all these things in place that
Yeah.
just make no sense.
Yeah.
Say the retreat line, right? The retreat line they play till like 13, 14 years old
What's the point of that?
to get kids more confident on the ball. But here's my problem. Here's my problem. When they get 15 now
Okay.
and they receive a ball from their goalkeeper on a goal kick
Yeah.
and they're looking up, la di da, and they come and get crunched,
Yeah.
but they're like, I didn't touch the ball yet. Where's the retreat line? We're not building for success in the future, and that is my biggest problem.
A really good
Again,
point. Really good
here's
point.
what I said when I said I want to relate it to hockey.
Yeah.
Canada is notoriously known for hockey.
Uh-huh.
Successful, always good at it, always win.
Yeah.
So we have a recipe that works and we don't use it. I have kids that play on my U10 soccer team. They've never won a soccer game, but every single hockey game, they win or they lose. They go to tournaments, they have playoffs,
Yeah.
there's heartbreak, there's everything, right? The rules are the exact same in hockey from the age they're 8, except for hitting,
Mhm.
until they're 35 years old men's league.
Yeah.
We have to relate the same laws and rules from the age of 8 and 9 so that they're comfortable playing football. You can shrink the size because they're smaller, sure. If you want to play 5-on-5, 6-on-6, 9-on-9, whatever it is, if you want to do that, that's okay with me. But we have to have the main core laws in football. These kids aren't doing a throw until they're 12 years old. They don't get offside until they're 12 years old. They don't win a game or lose a game until they're 14.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
is outrageous to me, I think.
That's outrageous, 100%. But you're right though. Like I think the perfect point you said was that you have to relate. We have a system that works with hockey.
Yeah.
Use it. Use it. It's right there. We're
I'm
one.
not asking, don't use the laws of the game because it's
Just
a different game. But
yeah.
the recipe is there. That's what we have to use.
He's there. Recipe is there, and not only like it makes sense to do that, right? We're one of the best countries in the world for hockey. You know, I'm not saying we can be that for soccer, but we can be a better country in
We can
like
be,
when it comes
yeah,
to soccer, right?
100%.
So
100%.
we have all the pieces, we have all the recipes to do it, and then this could lead into our next
I
conversation
was just
about
gonna say,
Canada, about Canada versus
Team
Mexico.
Canada.
Let's
Team
start
Canada.
that. Let's start that.
Do you want to start versus Mexico because that was the first game?
Yes, let's do the Mexico one.
All right, let me bring up the notes here because
Yeah, bro. Let me.
let me just walk through some of these notes first.
Yeah,
By the way, I was writing this while the game was on, so
yeah.
some of them are a bit, like I have penalty with 100,000 question marks because that penalty was crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so notes I have Azario starts tucked in on the left for Fonzie's new tactic. So Azario started on the left and he tucked in a bit so Fonzie can move up and down that left line. I don't hate the idea. I don't like the player. Azario can't do it. He shouldn't be there. We have talent. We actually do have talent. So we need
We
to
have
use that some
depth.
more.
We have depth.
We
When
have
we have depth, we have fucking depth. We have the depth.
we
I'm
need to
not
use it, man.
joking. We have
We
the
need to use it.
players this time. But what the fuck are we doing? Oh, bro, I'm gonna get pissed.
I
I'm gonna
know.
get pissed. But keep going. I'm trying to keep up.
So again, Azario don't think he should be starting for Team Canada, to be honest with you. That just shouldn't happen at this age. If he's there for like a leader aspect like that, sure, but he shouldn't be starting in a semifinal versus Mexico in a new position, I think. I have defensive throw-ins, and I have Pep Linda's book mentioned. So for those who don't know who Pep Linda's is, he was the assistant coach with Klopp at Liverpool, and I'm reading his book right now. He has one aspect where he talks, it's like a chapter talking about throw-ins, and you think that's so weird, but they had a throwing coach, like the first was like a point of throwing coach, and you see the numbers rise crazy. So what I see are with our defensive throw-ins is actually how they scored the first goal with 30 seconds in the game. Every single throw-in that we took in the game was long. Don't know why, but everything was just down the line, long. Hope for the best. We gotta have off-ball movement. Like throw-ins,
movement is very important.
Throw-ins is so that you get the ball because the other team hit it out. You should retain possession of a throw-in, especially a defensive throw-in. You need to keep the ball. And we lost the ball on a throw-in because it was a throw-in in the middle of nowhere. They turn around, they get some few bounces, and it's an easy goal 30 seconds in the game. Like, that can't happen. Then I have my penalty with 1,000 question marks.
Yeah.
Because
that should have been a pen.
That is crazy to me.
That should have been a pen.
I hope we can get a photo right here, right now.
Once we edit this, you'll be able to see the photo on the screen.
Yes. Okay. Let's hopefully get a photo here because that is crazy.
Oh yeah, we both like I didn't think it was that bad when I first saw it, but when I seen it after, bro, that's a pen. That's a straight penalty. I'm not saying it changed the game, but that should have been a pen.
I mean, at that time though, it goes 1-1, and like who knows, you know? And we were actually. What I will say again, our intensity throughout the whole game was high. Intensity was high.
But and I fuck with it, and I love that. I love the intensity that Canada brings. Like we're known for that now. We're known for like intensity and always having a strong, rough game.
I don't know if you heard what Jesse Marsh said, but he was saying like, might not be the most technical or something like that, but we're athletes, and North America, that's kind of what we're known for. We're athletes, like we should work harder than every other team, and we did, to be honest with you. But then that leads me to my next point. So let the moment get too big and couldn't keep level heads, and from the first half, we had, I think, 3 of our 4 back line was on a yellow. Alistair Johnson maybe should have been sent off. Jesse Marsh was losing his mind. And I understand some moments he needs to get up. But when it gets to, like, that was basically an away game because of where it was in America. There's a big Mexican community there.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's basically an away game, and we're letting them dictate our mental. So we need to figure out how to, like, level our heads a bit. And it happened in the second game as well against America, which we'll get to, when Jesse Marsh got sent off. And when he got sent off, he was actually incorrect, you know? And I love Jesse Marsh.
I would believe that too. I don't think that should have been a penalty.
I love Jesse Marsh, and he's done a lot already. And I actually want him to stay with us for a while because he always says the right things, and he talks about our grassroots programs. He talks about certain things that we should be doing, and I love that.
Yeah, I agree.
But he needs to also, learn to play the moment and keep his head. 0 big chances created in the whole game. And that brings us back to our creativity talk that we were just talking about. Jonathan Osorio had 5 first half touches, 8 in the whole game.
And we still
be playing, unfortunately.
We still play him. He's still on the team.
I have Bombito is so fucking good.
Bombito is crazy.
Bombito is so fucking good because
so good.
It's so good, man.
Same with Alistair. Johnson's so good at our defense. I love our defense. I fuck with our defense. Our defense is proper. You don't have to change it at all. Don't have to fix anything. Our defense is good. I fuck with our defense heavy.
100%. Next, I have football is simple. And then I have throw-ins, set pieces, missing simple things, Jonathan David positioning. This is what I wanted to get in on. Set pieces.
This is hella important.
Yeah, I want to talk about set pieces. Just crossing the box in general, like putting things in. If anyone watched the game versus Mexico, that keeper came for 0 things in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Properly. He came for maybe 2 or 3, and he missed horrendously. Yeah. Like, it was so bad. And every corner we're taking.
We almost scored a goal off of those, too.
I know. Yeah. Every chance we're taking is outswingers. We're putting it away from the keeper. That's harder to head a ball and get power. It's harder to get power from that when it's going away this way.
Yeah.
If we put it in on the keeper, he's not confident with his hands. We saw that.
No.
So we just need to, again, football needs to be more simple. Stuff like that. The other thing I had was Jonathan David's positioning.
Yeah, this is a really good, good point you're bringing up too.
I think we'll have I'll put a heat map from this game. I'll have the heat map from the USA game. There's a heat map from a game against Montpellier in the French league,
Yeah.
and then I have a season heat map in the league.
Yeah.
And you'll see the biggest difference from his game against Mexico to the other ones where he played well and he's been playing well. The penalty spot is red in the other ones.
Yeah.
He's all over it.
Yeah.
In that game, he may have grazed the side of it. Like, he wasn't in the position to score goals. Jonathan David, he's been bagging goals. Put him in the position to bag goals. And I'm not saying he can't drop deep because he is decent at it, but he needs to be put in those positions where he's 12 yards out in the middle of the goal on the dot, and he can put things away like he did against USA, which we'll also get to.
Yeah. We've seen it too amount of times. When the heat maps are up, we'll show you. But as you can see, like Jonathan David's way more critical, and he scores from that middle channel.
He's good there.
And he's good as a number 9.
We need to get him on the ball there more.
Yeah, and once he gets the ball there, we have a better chance at scoring compared to when he plays for let's say when he plays for Canada, when he played against Mexico, he was never really in that area, never really in a good area to get the ball and then try to go for a goal in the net, right? He was always coming short, getting balls, playing it forward. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Yeah,
that's not what that's not what we want. And as you can see, and there's a big difference from the Mexico game and the USA game, especially with the
penalty spot is hot. I'm not saying he can't do the rest because he is good at the rest.
Exactly.
But that penalty spot has to be hot.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I Fonzie too much. So this happens quite a bit with us. Alphonso Davies, the best player to play for our country.
Yeah.
He is phenomenal, talented, amazing.
Yeah.
But when we get into those when we're not playing well, he starts to try to do too much, and that's where it gets just hectic. Like he's trying to dribble through the middle to the right wing, and it just gets too much,
He can do that though.
He can. We've seen it.
But
he can't do it every time. And it was too much against Mexico near the end of that game, right?
It was too much, way too much, yeah.
I have some positivities though. Positive intensity. Again, talked about that. Intensity was through the roof. I loved it. Positive age of squad. Our age of squad was, other than Jonathan Azario, everybody we have a young core group. Like everyone, all our subs were under 26. Like everyone was, it's a good age group that we're getting into at a decent time.
The average age of our team or no? I know it's.
Yeah, it was, for that game, the squad was 26.4, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's amazing. And everyone that came off the bench was actually under the age of 26.
Yeah.
So say we swap someone in for Jonathan Azario, who's 32, I believe. That number even goes down.
32 years old?
I think so. I think he's around there. I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure. And so that age it's a good core age to have. It's a decent age. We're getting into their primes and we're clicking, so it should work well.
Yeah.
Other positive I have is Shuffleberg cameo. I thought when he came on, he was electric. Even though he hasn't played a lot this year in club football,
he was really good. Injured. Actually, no. The first game, the game he came and played, he was coming up injury.
Yeah, he was. That's why I didn't start.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good.
Underrated player as well. I'll give it. Ali Ahmed is another. He's an underrated player. Very underrated.
So I rate Ali Ahmed. I thought against Mexico, maybe he shouldn't have started. I thought he looked a bit out of his depths in terms of the intensity and the moment, but you could see his ability, and I thought he was really good against USA.
Amazing.
So I do really rate him. He's one for the future, I think, for sure. I just think that maybe you kind of threw him to the wolves in that game a bit.
The Mexico game?
Yeah.
I think so. I still think he held his own though. He didn't play.
I don't think he was poor. I just think the intensity might have been a bit too high for him, in my opinion. I could that's everyone's different on that, but I thought bringing him on as a sub would have been maybe a bit better. But also Shuffleberg on injury, so what can he do? I guess. And that's all I have for the Mexico game. Anything you else wanted to add on?
I think I would say subs.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that Zario and Laren shouldn't those guys aren't good. I really do think though that we should really exercise our subs. Bro, we're getting closer to the World Cup in a year. We're playing against a good Mexican team. We should bring on Promise David.
We should bring on Promise David.
We should bring on Daniel Jefferson, which we did bring on Daniel Jefferson, but it was for 10
in
minutes.
In the 80th minute.
In the 80th minute.
He's 21 years old. He's been around that England setup for 3-4 years now. He's been on loan in the Champo. He's played games in the Prem. He might not done well there. To be honest with you, every time I watch him, I haven't really been too impressed. Like in the past when I watched him play for these teams, but anyone in that Premier League setup, you need to get him like he's there for a reason. He's 21 years old. Like
Yeah.
give him more than 10 minutes to make a difference, you know? And Promise David, man. I've been so excited about Promise David for such a long time now.
Oh, buddy, he's a fucking baller. He's a
He's
baller. He's a
he's on our
baller.
bench and we don't bring him on.
Bring this guy on. And bro, I genuinely think this guy is
Man,
better than Kyle Aaron. I think the way
100%.
he plays, the way he is, like he's a bigger, he's big,
Man,
he's aggressive. This guy will really like, and I think we could have used that against Mexico. Imagine
so
if he had a big presence like that.
in my notes, I
Yeah,
swear to God, I have, does Kyle Aaron start in the World Cup?
I don't think so.
My simple answer is
I
no.
don't think so. I don't think he does. He's
My
not.
simple answer is no.
And the thing is, bro, I love Kyle Aaron. I rate Kyle Aaron.
Yep.
Kyle Aaron has the second most goals for Canada. Kyle
Yep.
Aaron has put in a shift and he's done his job. Same with Jonathan Lazaro. Jonathan Lazaro is the third most capped player for Canada. They both
Yep.
done their job. They both prove that they should be on the squad. But
Mhm.
bro, you have young players
Should they be starting?
playing in Europe.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle Aaron also plays in Europe, but you have young players who are playing in Europe and performing in Europe.
Yeah.
Performing. Daniel Jefferson, maybe not. But Promise
Give him
David,
a
he's fucking
chance.
balling right now. And he's
Yeah.
balling. And
100%.
what I like to see also is that, like, bro, we have, like you mentioned, we're athletes. Bro, our team is athletic as fuck. We have a
Yeah.
fast. Our team is
Yeah.
quick. Our team is fast. So we should use that. Like, imagine Daniel Jefferson, and Davies on the same side.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know?
So what I was gonna say is I don't think starting Kyle Aaron against Mexico was the wrong idea because like I said with Ali Ahmed was as kind of throwing a bit to the wolves.
Yeah.
So maybe not doing that with Promise David right away as well. But does he start at the World Cup? I think not. And I think when you get Promise David in there a bit more often, so then he's comfortable and we're not throwing him to the wolves when we want him to start a World Cup game because he is good enough, I believe.
Do you think the Gold Cup is coming up soon? Do you think that he gets that call? Because we're not using a lot of our good players, so we're going to use some other players, right? So do you think that he gets that call up? I think he. I hope. Jesse March recruits Promise David for the Gold Cup. I really hope he does because I want to
Mm,
see. If he's. I really want to see. Like, I really want to see him play for Canada and see what he can do for us.
yeah, man. He's good enough.
For sure.
I've watched him play maybe 2 or 3 90s, like in the Belgian league, because it's hard to watch. Like, to be honest, it's not an easy league to get a hold of.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna watch that. I don't even know how the fuck, but yeah, good, good.
so it's like they play like Europa League as well. So like you can watch those on like the zone, but like um, man, he's so fucking good. His stats speak as well. Like I know
That's
stats,
for himself.
you gotta watch his eyes, but stats like numbers don't lie at the same time, right? And
That's
he is performing crazy. Give him a chance.
crazy, bro. And his team's in third
And it's
place.
not the first
They're
year.
doing good in the league too.
And it's not
That's
the
a
first
good
year he's been
league.
performing.
Like,
He's got these moves off the back of playing well, like
yeah, bro.
Um. Anyways, I think that can move us into Canada USA.
Yeah, I should. So I mean, mind you, so the be like, I don't think we played bad against Mexico. You know,
No, we
we
didn't create.
played. We like, the only problem is that we were just trash in the final third, but we were able to move the ball. We had more possession. I just think Mexico were just played better that day,
It
right? I'm not
it
saying
comes down. It actually comes down to Raul Jimenez. Like he scores a
yeah,
pen, or he's not a pen. Sorry, he scores like an early goal, a striker's goal, a couple bounces, and then he scores a great free kick.
free free kick.
Also, I want to talk about the free kick before we move on.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people getting on Sinclair. Sinclair might not be the best keeper in the world, but man, that's not like
We're
that's a
getting
good
on it.
free kick. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the hate went the wrong way there.
Yeah.
I feel like we just had to blame somebody, but that's just a good free kick, in
I know
my
the
opinion.
commentators were saying, "Oh, we should be more into like the left or
Yeah,
something." That was a
but
good free.
no, like
That was
you
a
set
really,
up the wall,
yeah,
you set up your wall on this side, you go to this side. That's how it works, and it's a good free kick. Like
really good free kick, man. You can't fucking say shit about it.
now, does say like Courtois get there? Yeah, probably, but he's not
Look at
Courtois.
Courtois. Look at
He's not
Courtois.
Courtois.
Look
You
at
know what I mean? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like I feel like he got a bit too much hate for that for no reason. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
yeah. Good for you mentioning that. I would
Yeah,
agree. Too. I seen them saying that, and I was like, but I seen the free kick. If you watch. If you didn't watch the game or watch the free kick, and like let us know in the comments when we post the video.
Yeah,
Bro, it was a good ass free kick.
I thought so as well.
It was a good ass free kick.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't lie, bro.
Okay, we'll
But
go to Canada, USA.
yeah.
I have Jesse Marsh needs to manage games better, losing his cool. I already mentioned that.
But we can talk about why he lost his school. Because I think there is a little bit of like I would kind of agree with Jesse March.
On the penalty call for,
No, the calls, what he got upset for, I would not agree with.
yeah, there was no touch.
But um I feel like he has been getting like we have been getting the short hand
No,
in
I
front of the
agree.
pass. And
I
I
agree.
think that's why he's realistically pissed because he knows that we're getting the short. He knows that we're getting fucked over.
100%. And if anyone's ever seen me coach, which I don't any of you have, man, I lose it.
Yeah.
Like I got sent off because I've been sent off like twice, I think. Like
Wow, bro.
I lost my mind on this ref, and it was bad. Like to be fair, it was. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'll talk about it. I'm sure in a future pod we'll talk about like why I get sent off all the time. But I lost it.
Yeah.
And another one, I got suspended from something that happened in the parking lot. I didn't fight anyone, but the ref it was a terrible game. The ref gave two of my players red cards. One for saying like "fuck off" to himself when he mistouched the ball, and then one said "terrible game" at the end of the game, and he gave him a red.
Yeah, that's
And in the car park, he said like "oh, good game, coach," and I lost it on him. And then I got a 5 game ban, but that got changed in one game. Anyways, I lose my cool. So should I be talking about this? Maybe not. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it, but he has to.
yeah.
Um, what else do I have?
Let me see.
Beating our 11th province again. Love that.
In hockey too. Shout out
Just
for
everything.
Shout out Four Nations. We're just dogging them at this point.
Just dogging them right now.
Just dogging them. But to be fair to the US, they have a lot of injuries. A lot of good players too who were injured.
I mean, I care. I don't. Like, sure, but I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
A lot of good players who are injured. I'm not trying to take this. I'm not trying to take because we did win and we were I'm not. We were the way better team than
we were good.
USA.
We were
Off
good
the
that game.
bat, you could tell we were gonna win that game.
Man, I have some stats for you after actually about that too. So I have Alistair Johnson, GOAT.
Go,
Um,
go.
he's the GOAT. I love Alistair Johnson so much.
When we could talk about that because Ben Davies got injured and he had to fill in for that spot.
He was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
The whole
Phenomenal.
game
He
was
did his
phenomenal.
work perfectly. And I think that's a future captain of Canada as well.
I agree with you fully. Man, I love this guy.
Alistair Johnson is a baller. I think he should cut from Celtic. I think he deserves to be on a better team than that too.
So it looks a good squad.
It's a good squad, but Alistair Johnson is good. Like,
I'm aware. There is prime interest in him. I think it was who was interested. I think Fulham were interested in him.
yeah.
But oh man, he's so good. I love him.
I mean, it's okay if you say that Celtic as well. They are a really good team as well, but
Yeah, good squad.
Alistair Johnson is just a baller. I think he's one of the best players.
Um,
Top four, maybe top five players. No, definitely top five players. I was gonna say maybe top three.
on Canada.
Canada. I would probably like maybe Jonathan,
Yeah.
uh, Davies, and then him after. But I'd
And
probably
who's the last one?
David Davies, and then him.
Oh yeah, I rate Alistair Johnson so highly. I have something else. I have 10-minute rule written down.
10-minute rule. Okay.
So this is something I had when I was like, I give it to my players, and I had it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When you score a goal, your next 10 minutes, you do not concede.
Mm-hmm.
You got to defend like those next 10 minutes because that's the majority when goals go in. You guys are excited and high up, and you're like, you're confident. You make silly mistakes.
Yeah.
As soon as you score a goal, those next 10 minutes have to be locked down focus.
Mm.
We scored, and then again, right away, right back. So we just need to I think we just need to switch on for those 10 minutes where it's like, man,
The
you
way
just
I
got to
see
be
it,
focused.
the way I see it is the 10-minute rule is you can either this is it. You can either be really your momentum, you can score a goal and your momentum can go high and you gotta score another goal in the next 10 minutes. Or it's the opposite. You score a goal and the team you're playing against momentum goes high and they're now on the attack and they're fucking you up.
Yeah. So
But what you just said though, you regardless of what if you're attacking or defensively, what your point is, I mean, you gotta lock in for the
those next 10 minutes, you cannot concede. That is your most important goal. Dominant performance start to finish can be had with overall performance. 3 big chances created, which is much different from the 0 we created before. And then I have some amazing stats that I loved. and people might not like these ones, but I love them.
Hmm.
I have we had less possession in the game, but we had 62 final third entries to their 38.
Hmm.
So that means with our possession, every time we got possession, we're breaking that final third
Really big.
62 times to 38. It's a
Yeah,
massive difference,
that's amazing. Huge difference.
especially for a team with less possession.
Yeah.
I also have 26 tackles to 14 in favor of Canada. Anyone knows me again, I'm big for the tackles. I'm big for the like. I was a Brexit CB my whole life. I love a challenge.
But I mean, I'll go. Actually, continue with the stats. Continue with the stats, and I'll get into it
I
after.
think there's only one more that I have, and I have another one. It's another like effort stat kind of. It was 67% of ground duels were won in the second half, which is when the game matters, and 59% for the game. So when the ball's there to be won, we're just winning more. And I just think that shows like we were just working harder, and that's what wins games, you know? Especially in those two teams where they're both known for the athleticism. When you just work harder, like things happen.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I would agree. But yo, I'm telling you, we're Canada's like we're a team. We're like I said. I think Jesse Martin said we're a team of athletes. We work hard, and I
Yeah.
even I mean, this is just a shit on the U.S. But I remember I think I seen like Landon Donovan say like these
Oh,
guys he was
he was
shitting on
shitting
them.
on them.
He was
So was
oh
Clint Dempsey. Oh my god, I was loving it.
he was
And
so
I respect them both a lot, to be honest with you.
and yeah, bro, like it's bad. They didn't
But
play for their badge.
I
So,
love that
I mean,
he
I think
said
they
that.
played for their badge. I think they
Yeah.
played for their badge. We just play better.
Fuck them, man. Just fuck them.
This is, bro. We got the dub, bro. Other than that day, we got the dub. We clinched third place. I
I mean,
think I think we could have beat Mexico, and I think we could have won the whole thing. And I think even going into the tournament, we were the favorites. I think everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, Canada's the favorites this tournament."
it's the first time ever.
First time ever, right? Like this
Yeah.
is
It
we
was
haven't
nice
been
to see, but
yeah.
I was like when I put on the Canada versus USA game, at first I was like, fucking who cares, man, third place. But then I realized like, when you play USA, it just matters a little bit more. So like
Yeah,
I
definitely.
actually did care.
Politics and politics. Trump's
Yeah,
trying
it's going crazy right now.
to
It's going crazy right now.
right? So it just everything. You represent the badge, the country. Same with like the hockey Four Nations hockey game. But even that was like gotta represent, bro. Like we
Yeah.
need like it's
Um
oh, also
mm.
kind of crazy. Both David scored the winning goal.
Oh yeah, Connor McDavid and
Hey,
Jonathan
Connor
David.
McDavid scored the winning goal for the Four Nations, and then Jonathan David also scored for us. So that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
And
oh,
and
God.
then we have Promise David coming up.
Yeah,
And
and then
Alfonso Davies. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
a lot of.
that's all I have for Canada USA.
But regardless, yeah, the game was good. It was a really good game. We deserved to win it. I think
Yeah,
everyone who watched the game knows that we deserved to win it.
100%.
Um, it was an entertaining game. I mean, every game with Canada is entertaining. I love watching Canada play.
I will say that, and that's what I'm enjoying right now. I can every time I turn on a Canada game, I know I'm gonna be entertained by like intensity, effort, stuff like that. So I like that.
I can watch Canada and like my eyes are literally glued to the screen. Like it's not like that
100%.
game is so good to watch. It's so good
100%.
to watch. So it's just
Yeah, love that.
yeah, really good. But also, as I was saying though, I think for the weekend, right? Like this weekend, we had 5 games. We had 5 games. 5 Canadian teams played this weekend,
Yeah,
right? Well, 5 games in total. Sorry,
yeah.
four Canadian teams played. We had the Canadian national team,
But
PSC, Vancouver, Montreal. Y'all want to know what the record was this weekend?
it's bad. That's bad.
So just to show you guys, this is bad. This is bad, and something actually has to change. I remember the days when Montreal and TFC were like the two best teams in MLS. This was like 2015, 16, 17 days. What the fuck happened to that?
We had Giovinco.
We had Giovinco, we had Jose.
What
Montreal had Piatti.
a
They had
squad.
Drogba.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck?
But Mauro Biella was their coach, bro. Like, bro, we were like, that was prime Canadian soccer. I don't know what Vancouver was doing, but focus, buddy, focus. But everything else was just like,
We're getting into a new prime though. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah, I
Maybe
think,
not club level right now, but internationally, I think we're getting into a prime for the next World Cup. That's going to be in
yeah,
Canada. I'm excited.
yeah.
Also, that is a goal that we made from the first time we ever talked about this. Was our goal is we want to do something at the 2026 World Cup with 50-50.
100%. I think
Not
I said
football.
this. Fuck, you need to fuck.
First time we ever
Yeah,
talked.
yeah. Yeah, me too. I think when I first time I told you, I said, yo, I want to do something at the World Cup.
That was the first thing you said to me.
First thing.
So that's it for Canada USA. I think.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that leaves us one more talk on the
your
board.
rant. Your rant. Your rant.
My iPad is being put away.
Oh man. Oh man.
Man, I've been thinking all day what I'm going to say. I've been thinking all day. I've been just sitting there. I don't know if I'm angry.
So why are
I,
you upset? Why are you upset? Is it
here's
because
what
you're
I'll tell
leaving?
you. I'll tell you what I'm upset.
Uh,
I'm upset for so many reasons.
all right.
One, he's a scouser. He shouldn't leave. Like again, his favorite player, just like every Liverpool fan's favorite player, Steven Gerrard,
Yeah.
never left. He almost left after the Champions League, but he stayed. That's what matters. Loyalty over everything, especially for a scouser. It's different for a scouser. I promise you. Like I was there for what? I went there for 10 days. Oh my god, man! I thought I was Scouse.
I
I thought it was Scouse for 10 days. Like it's unbelievable over there. I promise you. Like
have to go, bro. I have to go.
again, for him to leave just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You've been a Liverpool fan since you were 5 years old, in the academy since 5, 6 years old. Your
Well,
dreams to become a Liverpool captain. You're talking about legacy and all this, but here's my biggest thing. You think about Liverpool legends. You think of Steven Gerrard. You don't think of Stephen McManaman. You don't.
yeah.
Stephen McManaman went to Real Madrid too. So did Michael Owen. Bunned them both.
Yeah.
Stephen McManaman won stuff, but he was shit. Shut up.
Mhm.
He Stephen McManaman went to Real Madrid too. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You're gonna go there. It's not the same. You said
Michael Owen was solid though. I'm sure he won a Ballon d'Or at one point.
at Liverpool,
Oh shit.
and then he left and turned fucking ass.
Yeah. I heard that
Man,
was pretty bad.
he's
He's one
not.
of the worst Ballon d'Or winners of all time,
He's
actually.
not. He's not even Scouse though.
The
But
worst.
like, it just should just mean more for Scousers. Like, man, I thought I was watching like, you know, the new Steven Gerrard, not the same position, everything, but like, you know what,
Right?
Liverpool, huh? Trent, like Liverpool play, Liverpool. I'm not saying he's Steven Gerrard. I'm saying Liverpool player, staying through the whole like his whole career, captain, winning shit. Man, he had his Istanbul moment, like his 2005 Gerrard Istanbul moment with his corner taken quickly. And it should just mean more. And I don't understand what makes you want to leave. I can understand the bigger club. I can understand the money. But if you're a Scouse,
I
you're a
can
Liverpool
understand.
fan from young.
I could definitely understand why.
You're not a Liverpool fan.
But bro, I don't think you have to be a Liverpool fan to understand.
No, no. But if you're a
Real
Liverpool fan,
Madrid, Real Madrid is that nigga in high school that just gets all the girls. You
but
cannot, nigga, you cannot,
okay,
cannot
okay,
do
okay.
anything about that.
Let me stick with that. Won him first of all. Then there's a girl that guy's trying to get right, but she's had a childhood crush on her neighbor next door from 5. She should end up with that. She shouldn't end up with bro, because bro's just gonna dash her for a next gal
Guess
when
what?
he
Guess
when
what?
he could what?
Dawson, guess what? Guess what? When do you ever, good guys never win. Good guys never win, Dawson. That's a saying.
Steven Gerrard stayed. Why can't you?
Okay, but Steven Gerrard stayed, and did he win? He won shit. Don't get me wrong, he won. Well, but his legacy will ever. When I think of Stevie G, you know what I think of? I think of the time where he had the ball and he dropped, and I
Here's
forgot
my thing.
who he played,
If
and he took the ball and he scored a goal, and
if,
then
if
literally
that's the moment that you think of
that's
Steven Gerrard over Istanbul,
the
that
only thing I think
that
of.
just means
Even
that
though it
you're
was
a
so
hater.
long ago, it was so long
It
ago.
means you're a hater.
It was Istanbul
That
was
is
so
the
long
that
ago.
is the single that is the best Champions League final of all time. And you're gonna go off of a random
Istanbul
Prem game
was
when
so.
they could have won the game after?
If you're
They
talking
could
to
have won
us,
the game
we
after.
have never. We're talking. We never watched. Bro, when that 2005, you were both. I was 2 years old. I was 2 years old. You were like 4. All right, people our age were like we couldn't even speak yet. So that's so hard to remember.
It's
Yes,
not
it
hard to
was a
remember
good
because I
final. When did they play?
watched
I
it all
think
the
was it
time.
Milan they played?
Pardon?
Was it AC Milan they played?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And arguably one of the best squads ever assembled. If you look at that
I
squad,
was a crazy
oh
squad.
my god. And Steven Gerrard, Xavi Alonso, Jamie Carragher. But that's different. Like I don't know, man. I feel like, especially for someone that grows up Scouts, right? You grew up Scouts, Liverpool fan. Those guys have different type of pride.
Yeah,
Why would you not want to be like Steven Gerrard? Why would you want to be like Stephen McManaman?
yeah,
That
yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. You're gonna
Well,
go there and be another Real Madrid player
this is the
when
thing, bro.
you could be the Liverpool player.
If imagine you're in Trent's like ah,
There is no chance on God's green earth I would leave Liverpool if I ever had the chance.
Real Madrid and Barcelona are the two best teams in the world.
I
They're
don't
the two
care
best,
about them.
the two
I
best.
don't care about them.
That's soccer heritage. That's football heritage right there. I
Liverpool
don't
is
know
a
how they're
big.
not going.
Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world.
They're not. They are, but they're not Real Madrid and Barcelona. Those two teams are like they're too goaded. Like there's no way you
Sure,
can't.
but you play in the best league in the world already, and you're on maybe not the biggest, but the most successful club in the league's history.
But you're not. But you're not winning. He's not winning anything besides the league right now. He wants to win trophies. He's not winning anything besides the league.
He's won every trophy possible.
He's
Why
won
can't
every
he do
trophy
it again?
possible. But if we're talking about right now, he's not winning anything. He got knocked out of the Champions League. They lost the Carabao Cup. The only thing they have a chance of winning right now is the Premier League. I don't know about any
Yeah,
other. I don't know about any other tournaments. If you're talking about Real Madrid, Real Madrid are still in the they're still in the Champions League. They have a really good chance to win the Champions League. They're one of the favorites, one of the big favorites to win Champions League.
are they
They
going to win their league? Probably not.
hmm?
Are they going to win their league? Probably not.
Probably not, but they're still close. They're still
Yeah,
close. There's still a
but
chance. The title
here's
race
the thing.
I think is pretty tight.
Yeah, the title race is better to be fair this time,
Right.
but that's my
Um,
issue. That's my issue. It should mean more for you to win something with Liverpool than it does to win something with Real Madrid. It just should.
I
And
get
if
what
it
you're saying.
doesn't, if it doesn't, that should say something about your character to me.
I get what you're saying,
And
but
bro, people don't understand the love I have for Trent.
Dawson, he's won everything at Liverpool, though. He's won everything.
Exactly.
He's won
So
every
for you
single
to say
trophy for his.
no. So for you to say
But it's
that
Real Madrid. He's won,
he's not winning anything when he's already won everything and he's
I'm,
26, 27 and he can't do that again is crazy.
I was just saying he's not winning anything right now, and he's probably not going to win anything in Real Madrid.
He's winning a Premier League.
Probably not going to win anything with
He's
Liverpool.
winning a
That's it.
Premier League.
That's it. That's it. He's not
That's
winning anything else.
it.
That's
What do you
it.
mean that's it?
That's it. Look at the current. Let's look at the tournaments. Look at the tournaments.
No.
Tournaments. He's
I
not
need
winning
you to
anything besides the
refrain for a
Premier League.
second. I need you to refrain for a second. Only the Premier League. In my life, I've seen Liverpool win one Premier League. In my life. And if you go 6 years, if you go what was it? Maybe
So you're telling me,
if you go 6 years before I was born,
yeah.
still no, they only have one Premier League. One Premier League.
Hey, hold on.
In the history of the Premier League since 1992, Liverpool have won. So to say
So,
that it's only the Premier League is
so why would he want to
absolutely
stay?
crazy.
Why would he want to stay if he knows he can win more at another club and be at a better club in general? Play with better players in
Because it
general.
should mean more to you to win with your home club. It just should.
But bro, this guy's about to be on this guy. If this guy goes to Real Madrid, that's literally like the team. That's a team. That's a team. That's a go-to team right
So
now.
you want to be Steve McManaman over Steven Gerrard? That's what I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
I mean, fuck the Steven.
Who do,
I don't
who do
know
you
a lot
respect
about
more?
Steven McManaman.
Who's a better
Did
footballer?
he win everything? Did he win everything before he went to Real
Who?
Madrid?
Who?
Steven McManaman.
Won a little bit.
Did he win everything? Every single
No.
trophy? He was No.
They won now.
I think Trent.
But
Honestly,
then he goes to Real Madrid and he wins everything, but doesn't really do shit. Like who cares? He's not
I,
remembered in little Bim. Especially if you're a Scouser, this is what I'm understanding. You're a Scouser, you should love Liverpool.
yeah,
And you should want to be remembered in a positive way in Liverpool.
yeah,
So here's my thing. If you are going to leave, make sure people know that.
yeah,
Don't do the celebration like this, like people are talking, they don't know what to talk about, and then leave.
yeah.
Don't let your contract wind down without saying anything, then leave. Alexi McAllister at Brighton, he's not from fucking Brighton, he's from Argentina. And before we signed him, he made sure he re-signed a contract, so at least Brighton got some money. If Trent knew he was going to leave, which he obviously has, when we get a 60 million offer in January for him from Real Madrid, he should say, hey guys, I'm planning on leaving. At least get this money out of me.
Yeah.
At least go out on a positive where people can
That
respect
is way
you.
better. That is way. I would agree. That's way better.
Like,
Way
bro, I can't respect you if you're just gonna lie to everyone and act like you don't know what's going on, and then you're gonna leave anyways.
I could agree with that. That's been his club since young, since J.
Since 6 years old, man. He's been at the club since 6 years old. There's a picture of him, 6 years old, with an armband on. Are you stupid? Man, I've
Do you
lost it.
think? Do you think he does good on Real Madrid though?
Unfortunately, yeah, he's too good of a footballer.
I think he fits. I do. I
He's,
agree. He fits. I agree. He
he
fits.
fits, and he's an amazing footballer.
I agree. He fits. I think he does good. I think he does do good.
Now say that he's an amazing footballer.
I wouldn't say he's an amazing footballer. I think he just does.
That's diabolical.
I wouldn't say, bro. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Trent's amazing. Offensively, he's amazing. But I said to see before or even the beginning. Defensively, he struggles sometimes. And that's what Real Madrid need. They need a player who is not going to struggle defensively. That's what they need.
What are you talking about?
That's what they need. On that right back position, that's what they're lacking the most.
They're playing Valverde there, and he's probably one of the best players in the world.
Valverde doesn't play that position though. That's not Valverde's position. You want Valverde?
Fine, isn't he?
There's no
he's
way.
Doing fine, isn't he?
Huh?
He's doing fine, isn't he?
But he's doing fine because that's where he has to play. He has no choice.
But here's the thing, right? If you don't think Trent's good enough for Real Madrid,
he is good enough. He is good enough. He's definitely. I refrain from what I said. He's definitely good enough. But I don't think I don't want him to be the best option. Honestly,
he's a generational footballer. You know that, yeah?
Yo, Dawson, tell me right now, Trent does not struggle at defense sometimes. You've seen
sometimes he struggles in 1v1 situations. But again, here's what I'll say to you.
He's not that good. He's not that good defensively.
He's not that bad. It's so blown into proportion because it's the only thing you could say about him. But here's my thing, right? If he's won everything possible, then obviously it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, Van Dijk bails him up. Van Dijk plays on the left side. Remember that. Kanate is disgusting too, but it was Joel Matip there too.
Yeah.
Won a Champions League with Joel Matip there. It's not because Trent can't defend. And if you watch Trent, Trent is a mental thing. Sometimes he feels like defending. You'll see it. He can defend.
I'm not saying Trent can defend. We've seen Trent
defend,
but we also seen Trent not defend, and we've seen Trent get exploited many times.
But here's the thing, right? I'll bring up the Doku game this year. He got dribbled past like a record like 11 times.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's holy shit, yeah. But we kept a clean sheet, and he was phenomenal. Okay. What game would you rather? Would you rather Doku or Trent? 100% Trent. Who cares if I get dribbled past 11 times? They didn't create anything from it. Yeah. If he forces his man into another situation, into a 2v1 or anything, and that person makes a tackle, but he gets dribbled past, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? And this year, he honestly has gotten better defensively. I will say that, unfortunately. I don't know why I'm even defending him. I'm so mad at him, but I actually love him so much. But I don't know what I'm finna do, to be honest with you.
Mike, are you gonna crash out?
Am I gonna crash out?
You're gonna crash out?
I don't know, bro. I just think I can't respect him if he leaves because of the way he left. And that's my favorite player, man. I have 7 Trent kits. 2 of them are in frames, 1 of them signed, and 5 of them are in bags.
Damn.
I'm a kit collector. I'm not just weird.
I love soccer. I love football. I would love to see it.
Fuck you, man.
I love to see it. I love to see that. That's Real Madrid is such a. When I was young, I used to hate Real. I like Real Madrid now. I mean, I'm a fan of football, so I love every team. But I fuck with Real Madrid. I fuck with the way they made their team. I fuck with
the way they made their team by just grabbing off of everybody else.
I think it's a sick rebuild. Yeah, grabbing off everybody else.
Rebuild?
Yeah, but
what rebuild?
There was a time when Real Madrid were like they were like poor. Like
when was that? Please, I would love.
Vinny was just starting out. Rodrigo was just starting out. I don't know if Valverde was playing as good back in the.
What year is this?
This is when they lost to I think Monaco in the semis. I think.
In the semis of the Champions League, they're obviously not that bad.
Nigga, that's bro. You're Real Madrid. You didn't win anything that season. That was bad. You're Real Madrid. Losing to Monaco? You're Real Madrid.
They also won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Ronaldo left, and then they won with Benzema getting a Ballon d'Or.
And
then they won again last year. It's not a rebuild. It's not a rebuild. All they do is win. They don't need.
What do you mean they don't need?
Greedy.
What do you mean they don't need?
They're greedy. The Bible talked about gluttony, and this is exactly what it was talking about.
Bro, if I was Real Madrid, I'll be the same. If I was Real Madrid, I'll be greedy too. You're Real Madrid. You're Real Madrid, bro. You're Real Madrid. No, you get everything you want. You have everything.
And I hear that, but Trent shouldn't be the one to go. He should not go.
So who else would go? I mean, obviously, I've been saying Davies should go. I've been saying Davies should get that spot.
Juan, I don't care.
I've been saying Davies.
It shouldn't be a Scouser, is what I'm saying.
You're just
Is that
biased.
my Liverpool bias? Of course, it's my Liverpool bias.
Yeah,
But him as a Scotia should not leave, and that I will die by that.
it might happen. So I mean, I don't
It
know.
might happen.
Like,
It's
it looks like
happening.
it's
It's
gonna
happening.
happen. It
At
looks,
the time of recording, he hasn't signed yet. By the
but
time this comes out on Thursday in 2 days, he's probably signed.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely looking really. It's looking real. Yeah. If Fabrizio posted that shit,
He already did,
yeah, that's
and he
where I
said,
got it from.
"Yeah," he said, "Here we go soon." So
Yeah, here we
it's
go
coming.
soon.
It's coming.
Fuck.
Anyways, that's as much as I'm finna rant about that tonight because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna cry about it. To be
That's what you
honest,
guys don't believe that shit. It's just
yeah,
Fabrizio.
damn,
It's hard. I guess it's hard to focus, but yeah.
just then. Anyways,
But fuck. I mean, great, amazing first episode. I think it was good.
yeah, I think it did well.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, I was
That's
gonna
typing
say,
up right now too.
yeah, I was gonna
Just
say, bro.
typing in.
Uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We hit everything.
Yeah, we did. We did well.
So that's it. Before we end off this episode, I was gonna say thank you to everybody who will be watching this episode. Respect. If you watch and if you do end up watching the full episode, what do you think about Trent going to Real Madrid? Leave it in the comments. And then hopefully we can answer some. If there is some comments, hopefully we can answer some in the next video.
Honestly, just comment some fire emojis or something. Just
Just
get us out there,
comment
bro. Like,
something.
I don't care. Just comment. Tell me I look ugly. I don't care. Just get something out there.
Yeah, sure. You don't look ugly.
Well, bro, you look good.
Comment something though.
Yeah, comment something, like it, subscribe to it, repost it, all them things.
Post and all that shit. But respect to all I want to say is thank you to everyone who reposted the story. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the YouTube. And thank you everybody who followed the Instagram. I'm telling you right now, it means so much. This journey
Yeah,
is just
we were low key gas with 100 popping up too. So
after the 100,
like
yeah.
I'm gonna go up from here hopefully.
Mirror.
And
I mean, more shit coming too. Like we have people.
100%.
So I don't want to get. We'll talk
Already
about
some people lined up and stuff. Like we got stuff planned, man. We're
definitely have shit
we're
planned.
so locked in on this. So
So locked in.
hopefully this goes well and some people
Yeah.
keep it going.
Also, shout out Ginny, who's going to be editing this video. I will post. I will leave his shit in the description.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll post his. He has a video coming out too, so I'll also leave that in the description as well. So shout out him. Other than that, we're good, bro. We're good. Obviously, shout out my co-host Dawson.
Yes, sir. Let's keep it 100, bro.
What a guy, bro. What a fucking guy.
All right, good stuff, bro.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the first podcast of 50/50. This episode's coming out every Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Until shit changes, every Thursday.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah. Respect to you niggas. Respect to everyone.
That's it, bro.
Respect to the ladies, the gents who are watching this stuff. You know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching 50/50 podcast. We'll be back next Thursday.
Yes, sir.